Hello and welcome. My name is Xander. I will be your instructor through this tutorial. Now, this tutorial is actually part of a whole course which you can access the first stages for free here on YouTube. Now, in this tutorial, I might mention resources and other tutorials. Do check out the link in the video description, which will take you to the playlist, and also there will be a link to the resources so that you can access and follow along here on YouTube. Now, if you like this course, you found it useful, and you want to take that next step, you can find this course over at Udemy. All the links to the resources can be found in the video description. Now, don't forget, also subscribe to the channel for weekly promotions, discounts, and free course giveaways. In PostgreSQL, default values are values that are automatically assigned to a column where no explicit value is provided during an insert operation. So this is going to help us maintain consistent data and ensure that columns always have a value unless explicitly set to null or left out. So if we take a look at the data dictionary, we can see that we have defined, for the category table at least, some of the default values. So here the default value when not specified, when we insert data into the category table for level, is 0, and isActive is going to be false. So this follows our business logic. You may be wondering why that is the case. Well, that just is made up, if you like, based upon our or my business logic for this particular database design. And what I mean by business logic in this case is that I know I want my application to allow users to insert into the category table, and when they do, when they don't specify a level or isActive, the system is automatically going to apply these settings, and that is absolutely fine for my business case, because it means that if someone forgets to add isActive true, the category is going to be turned off, which prevents any potential issues if that category hasn't been fully utilized by the application or hasn't been correctly set up just yet. Maybe it's something temporary we want to add whilst we go ahead and add some products, and when we've added products, we're then happy to turn that category on. So false is a good setting, and level 0 there is good because it means that that category hasn't been assigned to a level yet, so I can quickly query that and check to make sure I can identify those categories that haven't been assigned to a level yet. So again, this is just to do with my business logic. I'm happy with that based upon how I want my application to work. It might not make sense to you at this point. You might want to make different changes, but if you get the general principle of default values, these values will be applied if no other value is assigned to it when we insert data into the category table. Right, so there's going to be a few things for us to talk about in this tutorial, because we potentially want to assign default values to a number of different fields, including the date time fields. So we'll discuss how to set up the default values for common field types like, for example, booleans and integer, as you've just seen, but we'll also discuss the default values for the time date fields. Right, so let's start off with the category table. We're going to, first of all, alter the table category, and then, as we're probably already familiar with, alter column, specify the column. So we're going to set the column isActive to default false. So we use the keyword set default and then the value. So in this case, we're going to set it to false. So let's go ahead and do that in the category table, and then multi-line. So we're also going to set the default value to 0. So here we just need to be careful to make sure that we are using the correct values that will be suitable for the data type that we are changing the default value for. Okay, so we do that. So if we were to now create a new category and we don't specify a category isActive and level value, then remember we have set the category, so we can check the category. We have set the category to, oh, wrong one, D, just D. We have set the category to fields to not null, but what's going to happen here, we now set the default, which means that if we don't specify a value, then it's going to fall back to the default value, and we are then going to be able to insert into the table. Right, so next up, let's take a look at the date time fields. So inside of the promotion events table, we have the start date and end date. So we have some time date fields like we do in other tables. And you can see that we haven't set nullable to this and we don't have a default just yet. So in PostgreSQL, we do have some special functions that are baked in that will allow us to return current date, current times, or current time date stamps, or date timestamps, sorry. So in this example here, we have alter promotion events. So if we wanted to set the current date by default, it would do that whenever potentially we insert data into this table where we haven't specified the start date. Now, obviously in our case, we need the time stamp. So we need the date time, stamp. So we're going to not use the current date or current time function. We're going to need the current date time, or no, the current timestamp. That's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, so we're going to need the timestamp for both. Again, this just comes down to ensuring that we're inserting the correct information in the correct data type. So timestamp in this case, so that should now alter that. So remember, we are using a multi-line statement here, so equals and then the dash. So we have events, we've altered the start date, and then that's a comma at the end, and then we have the end date with the semicolon. So that ends that statement. Hopefully that then makes the change, and we can see that now in place. So we need to just make sure that that's then applied to any other table that has a timestamp requirement. So in products, as an example here, we have a default on is active and is digital. They're both Boolean fields, and then we set the created at and updated at for products. So we can go ahead and run that, and we can go ahead and view that setup, products. Okay, so that's then the current timestamp set then. Again, typically when we're inserting into or updating the products table, like the other tables where we have created at and updated at, when we insert data initially, we wouldn't naturally set the dates and times for created at or updated at. We want the system to perform that automatically. So this is where the default comes into play. This function will be triggered on the database and the current timestamp will be added to the field. So you can go ahead and add this to all the appropriate tables. Just one more. So this is stock management. So we can set the quantity to 0 and then the last check that to the current timestamp. So we've learned that in PostgreSQL, the default values are used to automatically populate a column with a value where no explicit value is provided during, for example, an insert operation when we insert into the table. We need to make sure that when we define the default values, that we respect the data types of that particular field to ensure that our default value matches and is suitable for the field type. And then we've also seen that we can have our database automatically generate timestamps or dates and times based upon functions that are pre-built into the Postgres database management system.